So we're back again on our weekly podcast here for the GMS staff, and I have about 5 quick topics for you. Won't be with you long, but definitely want to keep you updated what's going on. Hang in here. It's March 31st is the day I'm recording this. One more day into April, and then one more week until you have your much-deserved spring break. But a couple of things just want to share with you as we're here to support you and how we're guiding this together as staff. First, you probably saw my email to the parents a couple of weeks ago, which was very important for me to share about the student behavior, what's going on with social media, how they're using their phones. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Pugh. I want to give a shout out to Officer Dunn as well as Ms. Golf, as Ms. Sims too. Well, we brought a presentation on to the families to bring awareness of what the behaviors are going on in school with the social media that's affecting us here. However, with that, it's some team meetings that's taking place today, or by the time you see this, you already had those team meetings that talks about the behaviors of what we have to do within the school from the staff perspective and help and support the students. Please understand, I do definitely get that some of the student behaviors are getting off the rails, off the chains, and we try to make sure we address that. However, remember, there's some PGCPS guidelines that we have to follow by, and it's not GMS rules or Greenbelt Middle School's rules. It's some PGCPS guidelines that we're going to have to do to follow with that. And once again, the APs are going to walk through that with you. Case in point, and I know it's tiring for what teachers are expected to do, but once again, this is not anything that I created, but this is something that we have to follow by the school district. As an example, if a student is absent for 3 days, they say the teacher must call and communicate with those parents about the absences. And that's part of the administrative procedures that what we're going to do is show you how we're going to support you. But we still have to follow those guidelines that's set by Prince George's County. So once again, those team meetings are today, or you have looked at those or received those today to understand how we're going to support and curb this behavior as we're going into the 4th quarter so we can finish this year strong. Keep in mind with that too, with the right communications and administrative procedures, one thing that's coming up is our promotion and retention. And once again, it's promotion and retention administrative procedures. I believe it's AP 5143. I may have that number off, but it's very important to guide of what needs to take place in order to promote a student, which is easier than to retain the student. If the documentation is not there through SID or things of that nature, even if the kid got straight E's, there's certain things that must be done as far as communication documentation that must be done for a student to be retained. And once again, that's why I wanted to send those Google Forms to track who you had parent conferences with when we had those 2 times this year to help with the SST and SID process so we can understand what we need to do. And I know a lot of you are doing a lot of things to help those students be successful and things of that nature. But remember, it's certain things for unexcused absences or unexcused tardies where you don't have to give any makeup work. And once again, it's all in those administrative procedures. So even though our heart is there to make sure we save the children, make sure we still follow those procedures. And once again, that will be talked about today on March 31st with your APs as we go through those different periods. When we come back from spring break, one important staff meeting that we're going to have is on April 21st. It's going to be a very important staff meeting because we're talking about the budget, new positions that we're going to have next year, and I'm excited to say that we've been benefited with some great monies that goes back into our budget for Greenbelt Middle School specifically. So I'm going to talk about what we're going to do with that budget, how that's going to improve our work, and how we're going to support, and so everybody can know the new positions and outlines that we're going to have for Greenbelt Middle School for next year. So once again, I have some exciting news to share with that, and it's very important that you join me on that staff meeting on April 21st. I will have that in the GMS dashboard, and once again, everything that you see here will be aligned with that GMS dashboard to show what exactly that we have coming up so we can use that for that time period. And on yesterday, you may have saw my update which came from the student growth measures. Some of you have been trying to put in your student growth measures but couldn't put in that post test and couldn't figure out why. So I had to follow up, and it was some communication I missed that once again with the SGM, they blocked it because they already got that automatic score for teachers, so you don't have to worry about adding anything with the student growth measures to make sure that's aligned to what we need to do for the end of the year progress. Now we still have our beginning of the year, mid-year, and end of the year conferences that are coming up this year, and our formal observations will be done by May 20th, but making sure that we have all the outlines that we need. By chance, if you missed something, or if you did not get a chance to get a mid-year, beginning of the year conference and things of that nature, please make sure you email me so I can follow up with you with which administrator needs to support you so you can make sure you have all that documented. So once again, those were the 5 quick topics I wanted to talk about. Was the email to the parents, team meetings that's going on today, the promotion and retention process is coming up in the 4th quarter, the big staff meeting that's coming up on April 21st after spring break that talks about the budget and the update on the student growth measures. So once again, I hope you're well. Please know that we're in this together and everything that's going on with you. But just please make sure you stand by all the email communications that take place, the conversations that take place today with the team meeting, so we all can be on the same page, so we definitely can address all the things that we need to address here as we end the school year. Thank you for all you do, and I hope you have a great day.